with the inclusion of 275.88 billion naira, representing capital for the larger government-owned enterprises and 556.02 billion naira for multilateral, bilateral project-tied loans. The aggregate capital budgeted is 3.12 trillion naira. This represents 30% of the total federal government of Nigeria's proposed expenditure budget of 219. In order to get full value for monies expended by the government over time and to avoid duplication and waste, our emphasis will continue to be on completion of existing projects. Accordingly, provisions have been made to carry over projects that are not likely to be fully funded under the 2018 budget to the 2019 capital budget. The allocation to the special intervention projects has been retained as 500 billion naira, consisting of 350 billion naira recurrent and 150 billion naira capital. This reflects our continued determination to pursue inclusive, gender-sensitive, and profitable growth. In addition, to maintain the peace in the Niger-Delta, the provision of 65 billion naira for the Presidential Amnesty Program has been retained in the 2019 budget. Similarly, the sum of 45 billion naira has been provided for the Northeast Intervention Fund, as well as the sum of 10 billion naira as take-off grant for the Northeast Development Commission. To further support small and medium-scale enterprises, which are the focus of our industrialization drive, we have set aside the sum of 15 billion naira for the recapitalization of the Bank for Agriculture and Bank of Agriculture and Industry. In addition, the sum of 10 billion naira is provided as a grant to the Bank of Industry for purpose of subsidizing the interest rates charged on loans to small and medium-scale enterprises. This is intended for them to access single-digit interest loans from Bank of Industry. Our vision is for such better prospects for all Nigerians. With careful economic management and the continued diversification of our production and revenue base, we will build an inclusive, stable economy for generations to come. In addition to the development of special economic zones, which will underpin our efforts to move forward from a mono economy that's oil-based, we intend to exploit the comparative advantage of 6 geopolitical zones and our 36 states by establishing 6 industrial parks and 109 special production and processing centers across all 109 senatorial zones, including shared facilities. These clusters will have power, water, and broadband facilities with embedded regulatory services. The clusters will generate vibrant economic activity, stimulate small businesses, and create jobs across the length and breadth of Nigeria. I A key objective going forward is to further encourage and enable prosperous small businesses. Our micro, small, and medium enterprises will accordingly benefit from improved access to funding, supporting infrastructure, and offtake arrangements by government and larger enterprises. They will leverage the government enterprise and empowerment program and the Anchor Borrowers program. Nigeria cannot afford to be left behind in the digital age. To create jobs for our young people, we will build a digital economy around the technology and creative sectors. In partnership with the states and the private sector, we are working on a project to increase broadband penetration across all geopolitical zones of the country, such that over the next 4 years, all the 774 local governments will be provided with fiber connectivity. Modern, up-to-date infrastructure is particularly important to boost economic activity. We will continue with our emphasis on power, roads, and rail. In addition to completing the Ibadan-Kano rail line, we will also embark and move rapidly to complete the Eastern Rail from Port Harcourt to Maiduguri, passing through Aba, which will connect to Abakaliki, Oka, Enugu, Owerri, Umuahia, then through Makadi, Jos, Bauchi, and Gombe. The coastal rail from Calabar to Lagos will also be completed as we aim to build a true national rail network that links all state capitals. Our road projects will gather pace and priority projects under the Presidential Infrastructure Development Fund, such as the Abuja-Kaduna-Kano Expressway, the second Niger Bridge, and the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway will be fast-tracked for early completion. We shall expand generation, transmission, and distribution of power from the national grid while developing innovative off-grid solutions for schools, hospitals, and markets. Efforts to improve hard infrastructure will be complemented by expanded reforms in the ease of doing business initiative. We will continue to remove obstacles, reduce costs, and ensure timely delivery of services. Our social investments and social protection arrangements will continue to be deepened by extending coverage to all states and increasing the number of school children being fed daily. This will come with associated direct and indirect jobs across the value chain, including farmers, aggregators, processors, transporters, cooks, and servers. Every child counts. This is the guiding principle of our national educational system and entails far-reaching actions to boost digital literacy, infect functional skills to our school children, and retrain tens of thousands of teachers every year. Indeed, we must equip our children from a very young age with skills for the modern era by emphasizing education in science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. Health is an important part of our aspirations for human capital development, and we will continue to strive to make our people healthy and happy. In addition to building world-class treatment centers, including for cancer, we will be establishing a health system that prioritizes primary health care so that millions of our people can be insured for a minimum package of services, with the poorest exempt from co-payments. In so doing, we will reduce the stress, strains, and costs that the Nigerian people face in accessing decent health care. This 2019 budget proposal, which I lay before you today, has benefited from extensive consultations and stakeholder engagements, reflecting our belief that all sectors have a critical role to play in our journey towards sustainable and inclusive development. It further demonstrates our commitment to deliver the dividends of democracy to all Nigerians in a more inclusive manner. It represents another important step in the building the Nigeria of our dreams, a vision that we are determined to achieve with the support of all Nigerians. It is therefore with great pleasure and deep sense of responsibility that I lay the 2019 appropriation bill before this joint session of the National Assembly for consideration and passage. What has become evident over the past 3 or so years is that more can be achieved in the overall interest of the Nigerian people when we work together. It is my hope that despite our current preoccupation with political activities, we can all commit to an early passage of this budget in the larger interest of our people and the national economy. I thank you most sincerely for your attention. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.